A village in the mountains of eastern Indonesia. Some people here still suffer from a disease that is considered a thing of the past in the developed world. Leprosy. Without speedy treatment, it can lead to nerve damage and physical disfigurement. It's caused by Mycobacterium leprae, spread through droplets. In most cases, the immune system fights off the infection. But some people are infected when their immune system is weak, such as during infancy. Symptoms can appear later when their resistance drops. This man has shown symptoms for 8 years, but was misdiagnosed with diabetes. Without early treatment, his condition worsened.
Nggak bisa jalan.
Oh, nggak bisa jalan?
Iya, sudah parah.
He recently learned that his 2 sons are also infected. The village has a health center, but it's unable to provide adequate treatment. The boy's mother doesn't know what to do. Each year, 15,000 Indonesians are diagnosed with leprosy. Patients and their families are often subjected to discrimination. One NGO is taking a grassroots approach to improve the situation however they can. Its members are themselves leprosy survivors.
Obat kusta MDT tersedia gratis di puskesmas. Gratis bukan murahan.
They seek out new patients, support their treatment, and work to put an end to discrimination and prejudice.
Memang tidak pernah membaik sebenarnya kalau situasi kusta yang ada di Indonesia. Masalah kusta masih sangat-sangat buruk, pemahaman masyarakat masih sangat-sangat buruk. Nah ini sangat penting untuk kita perangi bersama.
We follow the efforts of leprosy survivors striving to support patients and eliminate social prejudice. This is Makassar, the largest city on the eastern Indonesian island of Sulawesi. In the suburbs is a state-run general hospital. It houses a center for leprosy patients and survivors. Over 100 people are treated here each month. Early symptoms include rashes and numbness in the limbs and face. Without treatment, it may cause physical impairments and disfigurement and lead to various complications. Leprosy was once seen as incurable, but it can now be treated. The World Health Organization distributes medicine free of charge. Their data shows over 170,000 new cases in 2024. The vast majority are in developing countries like India and Brazil. In the year 2000, Indonesia achieved the World Health Organization's target of fewer than 1 case per 10,000 people. But it still recorded nearly 15,000 new cases in the year 2024, the 3rd highest total in the world. Indonesia has over 17,000 islands. The red areas are where the World Health Organization's target has not been met. These areas see many new cases of leprosy. Rural areas like Sulawesi and other eastern islands lag behind in their economy and healthcare. early detection and treatment present a significant challenge.
Bagaimana meliminasi kalau pasien-pasien yang masuk di sini rata-rata sudah mempunyai komplikasi berat. Itu baru di puncaknya loh, belum di bawahnya kan. Itu pasti kan. Kan? Jadi miris.
This village is on the outskirts of the city, an hour's drive from central Makassar. Visiting today is Al Kadri, a leprosy survivor and the director of an NGO that supports patients called Pramata. The NGO was founded in 2007. It currently has over 200 members in Sulawesi, all of whom are survivors of leprosy. They visit communities around the island, sharing knowledge and helping people access medical facilities.
Biasanya kan kalau orang kusta kasihan kalau sudah cacat mie itu biasa dibuat mie rumah-rumah di kebun.
Iya, kayak isu yang meninggal di sana dulu itu. Dibikinkan rumah-rumah tidak ada keluarganya yang mau
Iya, kasihan.
dia takut ketularan.
Itu menular dari mana Pak itu? Memang ada kumannya menular atau memang...
Ada kumannya Ibu, ada kumannya Bapak. Iya. Nah, kuman kusta itu bekerja apalagi ini menular dari orang yang tidak diobati ke orang lain. Semua ini adalah orang yang pernah ini.
Al Kadri points out that members of his staff have survived the disease and stresses the importance of early treatment.
Anak-anak kita yang memberi sosialisasi Bapak Ibu adalah semua orang yang pernah sakit kusta tapi sembuh, tidak ada masalah. Sebab cepat magati mabura, cepat berobat. Kalau ada keluarga, ada tetangga, ada orang lain yang kita tahu ada bercaknya seperti gambar tadi, bawa langsung ke puskesmas.
To identify potential patients, the group gathers information from the locals.
Sana itu ada bagian atas gunung dia. Ya, yang saya dengar juga dari masyarakat ada itu. Diasingkan ke sana bagaimana ya.
In one such investigation 3 years ago, the NGO found 19-year-old Rizal Sabri. He developed symptoms at 13, but didn't know it was leprosy and went untreated. A visit from NGO staff prompted the beginning of medical attention.
Ini bahwanya penyakit kusta harus didampingi seperti munculnya cat putih, harus ditangani secepatnya mungkin, berobat tidak terlambat agar tidak mengalami cacat. Rasanya seperti takut, tapi akhirnya selama didampingi sama tim Permata didukung terus menerus.
So far, Pramata has reached around 2,000 people, connecting many of them to medical facilities. For a couple of years, the NGO's activities in this region have been led by 25-year-old Yusneati, who was herself discovered by the group. She developed leprosy 3 years ago while working as a hospital cleaner. Thankfully, after a visit from NGO staff, Yusneati was able to receive early treatment. Hoping to help others experience the same fortune, she decided to join the organization.
Pada tipe multibasiler terdapat lebih banyak kuman kusta dibanding dengan. Iya, saya pernah mengalami penyakit kusta Pak di sini. Bekasnya. Ada bekasnya dulu, kan mati rasa.
Iya, ya.
Saya kupas, karena tidak ada rasanya.
Jadi bukan di rumah sakit yang disembuhkan ini? Oh, rumah sakit.
Saya berobat dulu berobat di dokter rumah sakit, terus ambil obatnya di puskesmas.
Oh begitu.
Kalau sudah minum obat, Pak tidak menular lagi. Iya. Salah satu bentuk terima kasih saya, karena kalau bukan Permata yang temukan saya, mungkin saya tidak seperti ini. memang saya sudah minum obat, sudah sembuh. Tapi mungkin saya tidak seperti ini. Mungkin saya hanya di rumah, terkurung. Saya kaget, oh ternyata semua yang di dalam sini orang yang pernah mengalami penyakit kusta. Jadi saya langsung di situ juga, oh berarti saya tidak sendiri nih yang mengalami penyakit kusta.
Indonesia carries a history of stigma, as leprosy patients were once forced into segregated colonies. This is Jonggaya, a sub-district of central Makassar. A sign at the entrance describes it as a leprosy complex. During the 1930s, under Dutch rule, facilities were established in Jonggaya for people with leprosy. Many settled here, along with their families. There are currently around 2,300 residents, around a fifth of whom either have leprosy or have suffered in the past. A safe house offers shelter to those traveling here for treatment. It's run by Al-Qadri's NGO under a contract from the local government. Some had no choice but to leave their village. Others left their families behind in search of medical attention. They are accommodated for free. Meals are provided by the NGO and by locals. This 19-year-old came here 3 years ago. His illness prevented him from living with his parents, who travel across the island for work.
Dulu tidak bisa bangun juga. Cuman baring terus. Mungkin kalau tidak di sini mungkin belum sembuh luka kalau bukan di sini.
After developing leprosy, this man was divorced and thrown out of his home. He says he can't even contact his children.
Ini 2011.
Oh 2011.
Ya, kayak di daerah kan maksudnya orang pada menghindar. Kalau di sini kan tidak. Kayak sudah tidak dianggap keluarga lagi sama orang tua, sama keluarga sendiri. Kayak dibuang.
Around 30 years ago, Al-Qadri himself also moved here. In addition to running the NGO, he operates a small shop. He developed leprosy at 6 years old and only attended elementary school for 2 weeks. Since then, he has suffered discrimination and prejudice.
Jika Al-Qadri masih sekolah di sini, maka saya tidak akan menyekolahkan anak saya di sini karena penyakitnya sangat berbahaya. Itu yang apalagi namanya, sehingga kepala sekolah saya datang ke orang tua untuk menyampaikan bahwa anaknya bapak untuk sementara tidak boleh ikut sekolah. Masa kecil saya tentu sangat suram karena saya masa-masa remaja betul-betul dimatikan oleh kusta.
Al-Qadri was hospitalized in Makassar, and although he recovered, the lack of early treatment did permanent damage to his hand. 32 years ago, Al-Qadri married another leprosy survivor, Rostiana. They have 2 daughters together. A delay in treatment forced Rostiana to have her leg amputated.
Dulu kenalannya gimana tuh? Dicomblangi, dijodoh orang tua atau gimana dulu?
Dan nembak duluan.
Oh gitu Bu? Nembaknya gimana Bu? Masalah Bu?
Aduh kan enggak usah deh.
Enggak apa-apa, kunci aja. pengen tahu Bu, kayak dulu gimana Bapak nembaknya gimana Bu?
Aduh, ketemu pertama kalinya di mana?
Nah,
Ya, ketemu di rumah sakit.
Oke.
Iya. Mungkin jodoh di situ ketemu, ya dilamar.
Al-Qadri didn't receive a proper education, so even after getting married, he was forced to take a series of day jobs. He struggled to get by. Around 20 years ago, he encountered a group that soon became as important to him as family. A fellow survivor asked him to join Paramata. Al-Qadri became deeply involved, driven by a desire to save lives and eliminate discrimination. Many of the young people he cared for have since joined the NGO themselves. Al-Qadri is determined to work with the team to fight prejudice.
Ada satu pertanyaan yang kami berikan kepada masyarakat. Bapak, Ibu, orang yang mengalami kusta, kira-kira baiknya mereka tinggal di masyarakat pada umumnya atau mereka tinggal di perkampungan kusta. 100% menulis sebaiknya dia tinggal di perkampungan kusta. Inilah yang membuat kami harus tetap berjuang. Kami harus menguatkan perjuangan kami untuk mengubah.
Members of the NGO make another visit to a mountain village. In remote areas, some people still believe that the disease is a punishment for past sins or the result of a curse.
Kusta bukan penyakit keturunan, bukan kutukan, bukan guna-guna, ataupun dosa. Jadi dapat dikatakan bahwa penyakit kusta adalah penyakit menular yang sulit menular. Sehingga kusta tidak menular melalui bersalaman, pelukan, makan bersama, tinggal atau bekerja bersama. Kusta Posibasiler ditandai dengan...
The team visits households one by one, carefully explaining that leprosy is a curable disease. It isn't fatal if treated early, and discrimination is unacceptable. But it doesn't always go well.
Bisa diminta untuk sebentar. Kami mau melakukan sosialisasi tentang penyakit kusta.
Some people still see leprosy as an incurable disease of unknown origin.
Jangan migare, jangan menateka, nanti tutup. Sebentar dulu. Iya, jangan. Ini untuk menangis itu memang.
Baru kami meminta izin, Bu, kami meminta izin untuk melakukan sosialisasi tentang kusta. Dia langsung, oh, tidak usah di sini, saya takut.
Sehingga ada yang memahamkan bahwa penyakit ini adalah penyakit kutukan misalnya, penyakit ini adalah penyakit sesuatu hal yang aib. Itu yang dipahami oleh masyarakat. Sehingga ketika ada keluarganya yang mengalami penyakit kusta, mereka cenderung bersembunyi.
Discrimination and prejudice make early detection all the more difficult. Al-Qadri and his team believe it's essential to change social perceptions. The International Leprosy Congress took place in Bali last July. The event is held once every 3 years. Discussions take place on new research and medical technologies. Al-Qadri was invited to represent patients and survivors. At a meeting with the National Health Minister and leaders of badly affected areas, he raised long-standing concerns with the current healthcare system.
dianggap penting. Pak Menteri mohon maaf bahwa saudara-saudara kami yang bekerja di puskesmas, khususnya di bagian pusta, mereka tidak mendapatkan fasilitas cukup untuk mereka bekerja untuk kami. Kami mampu menjadi bagian untuk terlibat menyelesaikan permasalahan pusta. Mohon kita sama-sama berpikir untuk hal ini.
And we are still ranked number 3 in the world, which is, in my view, is a sin. We should be able to do it faster and better. You mandated your dinas kesehatan, the health agency in your city, to include leprosy screening in our mandatory school.
The shortcomings of regional medical facilities lead to further problems for leprosy survivors. Yusniati, who accompanied Al-Qadri to the conference, has an inflammation on her cheek and feels unwell.
Kayak ditusuk-tusuk, kayak apa ya, nyetrum gitu.
Itu kalau untuk case-nya Indonesia memang kalau muncul di wajah atau di mana?
Sudah, kadang di seluruh badan, ada yang di tangan, di paha ini, di paha.
This is an example of a leprosy reaction which can occur after treatment. The immune system overreacts to the bacteria killed during treatment, causing rapid inflammations that can lead to nerve damage or motor impairment. Reactions can usually be managed with medication, but in rare cases, they can be fatal. Some members of Al-Qadri's NGO have lost their lives to leprosy reactions. Nur Hayati lost her son. Fikrin Hidayat Kalbian. After finishing his treatment, he became closely involved in the NGO's activities. But 18 months ago, leprosy reactions caused severe complications. Nur Hayati says she still doesn't understand why her son died, despite being cured of leprosy.
Itu saya punya anak itu kubangga-banggakan sekali karena begitu. Dia perhatikan sesamanya. Biar itu nak bilang bagaimana, bilang capek kok nanti nak besok, nak bilang tidak, Ji Mama.
Nah ini yang memang harusnya menjadi konsentrasi negaranya kami juga untuk menangani hal ini. Nah ini tidak kami temui setelah ditutup rumah sakit khusus untuk kusta. Ini penanganan ini yang tidak ada lagi untuk bagaimana menangani reaksi itu secara tuntas. Itu yang menjadi kesedihannya kami. Karena kami melihatnya tidak ada komitmen, tidak ada penanganan yang serius terhadap mereka.
It's been several months since the Congress in Bali, and Yusniati's facial inflammation has subsided, but she still suffers from poor health. She's frequently hospitalized, and her family is extremely concerned.
Ada 5 hari. Iya. Jadi keluar sakit lagi. Kalau saya datang kecapekan, sakit begitu bilang ke pas saya bilang sudah henti saja.
Yusniati decides to take a break from her busy schedule with the NGO so she can rest. Her community activities are taken over by younger workers who share her ideals. The team visits a junior high school. One of the members is Rizal, the young man whose leprosy went untreated for 3 years. He received medical attention and has now overcome the disease. Without a visit from Yusniati, Rizal wouldn't have received treatment. After recovering, he joined Paramata to make his own contribution.
Agak deg-degan. Ya, baru pertama kali ini sosialisasi.
This class of third-year students has no knowledge of leprosy.
Kayak tebal sedikit, baru ini merah.
Rizal steps forward to share his experience.
Awal itu pas kena itu kelas 5 SD itu adanya di punggut itu bercak putih toh. Kalau disentuh itu tidak gatal. Atau kalau di jenis pakai pulpen itu tidak terasa. Tapi kalau kelemahan tidak diperiksa dokter itu kelemahan memerah, memar seperti memar toh. Penyakit kusta. Kalau ini baru sedikit. Kalau sudah begini terlambat berobat, biasa begini tangan. Kalau tidak ditangani cepat di puskesmas.
The team recently discovered another young man who's had symptoms since elementary school. They referred him to a health center, and his treatment has begun. Rizal tells him to get in touch anytime if he has concerns.
Selama adanya tim Permata Maros memberikan motivasi, semangat. Motivasi saya memberikan kepada teman-teman yang pernah mengalami OIPMK dan yang sedang mengalami OIPMK agar mereka percaya diri.
Ya, kita di Permata menyasar yang muda untuk kami ajak bergabung, untuk kami latih.
Anak muda memiliki energi yang cukup untuk bergerak, dan anak muda juga banyak yang lebih fresh. Itu yang kenapa kami pilih anak muda.
These leprosy survivors continue to travel between communities, helping patients and fighting prejudice. Their grassroots efforts are beginning to flourish.
Hari kalau semua. Saya ketawa sama-sama.